So I never really wanted to post on social media. I'm a pretty private dude by nature. But the first time I ever did was after I read this article about this guy who had become a partner at a big law firm. And within 6 months of becoming partner, and that's usually a 10 or 12 year process, it's kind of like the brass ring that everyone who goes to law school tries to get. And so he had reached this mountaintop moment, and within 6 months of becoming partner, he went to the parking lot of his law firm and shot himself in the head. And the article was called Big Law Killed My Husband, and it was his wife telling the story about how he had been so set on being the provider of the family that he had let that become the center of his life, and he found it easier to kill himself than he did to quit his job. And for men, society, everyone around us, they want us to take on the role of the provider and the protector. And for most men, that's like a role that we all want to do. The problem is when that becomes the central part of our identity, it makes it very difficult to make meaning of the pain that is in our life, especially if that pain comes from the way that we are providing and protecting, which is why I think that the most important thing that men can do is remember that they are creators first before they are providers and protectors. Because as a creator, and women are very good at this, because when you're birthing children, as I mansplain to a woman what this means, the pain that is inherent in the creation of the birthing process is a holy pain. It's a pain that you can understand and make sense of and make meaning of. But for men, if you are just a provider and a protector, and you can't make sense of the pain that you feel in your life or the isolation that you feel in your life, then it makes it very difficult for some men to find a reason to continue living. And so they kill themselves. That's why 80% of the people who commit suicide are men. So if you're a man in pain, it may be helpful to ask the question, what is this pain asking me to create? Or what can I create from this pain that can be life-giving to others? Because if you can give the life to others, it will help you find a new life for yourself. And sometimes that shifts from providing at the central part of your identity to creating at the central part of your identity may shift some things around in terms of the work that you do and the things that you enjoy, but that may be the portal, the doorway, the threshold to a whole new life.